What up, Shed Nation? Mike again with Shed to Home Living. Oop, almost knocked stuff off my desk here. So today's topic is budget. I got in a conversation with this guy online, and we were going back and forth about his shed, and he didn't understand how much he was actually paying for his shed with the 60-month rent to own. When he actually sat down and figured it out, he was paying a lot more than he ever thought. He actually thought that like 10,000, I'm just throwing a number out there, $10,000 shed was going to be broken up over 5 years, and that's what he was going to pay every month. No, he is actually paying a lot more. And I told him, I said, yeah, that's the part, because you're renting to own. It's like an interest. It's an interest that you're paying. It's the same thing if you go get a car. It's the same thing if you go get a house. You have to pay an interest to it. These guys need to still function while their product is out there. And he was all messed up about it, because now he is paying a lot more for his shed, and he has not figured out his budget on it. And that's what we want to talk about today, the budgeting. You need to understand, when you add that shed, you're adding a payment that's coming out of your paycheck every month. And you have to figure that in there. And don't ever think, well, I'll just wait for my tax money. You are depending on the government to give you money back. Trust me. You don't even know how much you're going to get back. You don't even know if you're going to get that back. You might have an outstanding bill out there that they sent to the IRS to collect, which they can. I know. Oh, gum. I know, definitely I know. When I was in the military, the IRS was the collection agency for when I left. I didn't see a tax return for a couple of years. That's another story, though. Anyway, so you have to figure in your budget on that money coming out, and then you got to make sure that you are ahead of the game. Now, I'm just going to throw a number out there. Let's say you make $3,000 a month, and you got $2,000 worth of bills coming out of it, and your payment for your shed is $500. That leaves you $500 of cushion. That's $500 that you could do kind of whatever with, that people do not put away. They don't save it. They don't put it towards a building. Plus, if you're doing a shed to home, how are you fixing that place up? Are you using that $500 extra a month? That's only $125 a week. $125 a week. Had to do math in my head there. So you're looking at $125 a week. That is going to be a long process of trying to get your building done the way you want it. Now, let's take in all the variables that could happen, because there is a lot of them. Let's say you're going to work and you blow a tire. How much is a tire? For your vehicle? X amount of money. Do you have that money laying around? No. You got your paycheck coming up. You're going to take it out of your paycheck. Now you have started a process. You've started a process of being behind on your bills. So when you add that building in there, you need to add it into your budget of life and how much you got coming in. You are one too many sick days or call outs away from losing your job. You are a deer randomly popping up in the road, wrecking your vehicle, and now you can't get to work. Now you need a new vehicle. You need to really think about it before you go all in on getting these buildings, because if not, you're going to get repossessed. And there's a guy on YouTube. I follow him. I love watching his shows. Shed Happens. He repossesses all the time, and every time he goes out there and repossess, these guys saw a lot of nice things around. They got a lot of nice things. He's repossessed with motorcycles in buildings. You don't have money for the shed, but you got a motorcycle, you got a vehicle out, You got 2-3 vehicles outside. Now, granted, there are some places that he repossessed that they don't have anything. It's just completely junk out there. But still yet, you have to take into consideration that's more money coming out every month with this shed. And rule number one is you have to make that payment. You got to make that payment every month. If not, some guy with a really nice truck and trailer is going to roll up to your house and take your building. And there's nothing you can do about it if you're that far behind on payments. And if it gets to that point that you're that far behind on payments, clean that building out and get ready for them to take it. Just let it go if you can't get caught up. A lot of times they'll get you at a point that you're 4 to 5 months behind, and they want 4 to 5 months worth of payments right then and there for you to keep the building. They're not going to let you just make one payment and, you can keep the building, because the next month they're going to have to pay the same dude to come out there to pick up the building anyway. So you really have to figure out your budget. If you are living paycheck to paycheck, a shed to home is not for you. I hate to say that. It is definitely not an idea for you. If you get paid on Friday and you broke by Monday, just stay right where you're at and work on saving money and trying to get to that point. I myself, the reason why I do not have my shed to home right now is because I'm getting myself out of debt. All right, before I jump all into this, I'm trying to alleviate the huge amount of money I'm paying out, because when the time comes, and it will come, I'm going to end up have to pay for not only the place I'm living in until I get the shed livable, but I got to pay that payment, my rent, electricity, water, internet. I got to pay double. So this is going to take a severe financial strain on us. So I'm trying to get everything down to just basic utilities. I do not want to have any outstanding debt out there at all when the building shows up. I do not want, and I'm building up my savings too while I'm at it. That's why I haven't made a video in a little while. I've been working a lot more overtime. So you really need to sit down and take an in-depth look at your financial decisions. You do not need those tickets to go to some concert. You do not need to go to every event around the area. You do not need to go on vacation. You need to focus on getting that shed paid for first. And if it takes you 5 years to pay for it, I guess what? At the end of it, you have a shed. What do you have when you go on vacation? Memories, pictures, sunburn. Yeah, you relaxed, you had a good time, but you go on vacation, you come back and your shed's gone because you didn't make payments. And these companies they've heard everything in the world. They do not want to hear why you couldn't make a payment. They just want to get their payment from you. So make sure you have it in the budget first before you go off and get yourself into this situation. The guy I was talking to online, he ended up moving out of his apartment into the shed before he was even finished. And sure enough, he lost his job in the process. He lost his job along the way. He's struggling. He's trying to get another job. He was making X amount of money. Now he had to go off and get another job, so he's making even less than what he used to. But he's still trying. He's still fighting. He's still making that monthly payment no matter what it takes. He's trying to get the place all ready for winter before it gets cold out, because he's like, yeah, I'm going to freeze in there if I don't get some insulation on the walls. He was asking me for some tips in a trade, and I was just like, try anything in the world, get a second, get a third job, sell a kidney. I don't know what he could really do. I myself, I'm working. I'm paying out a lot of money all the time to all my bills to try to get it done. I'm eating at home a lot more. We used to go out eat 2-3 times a week. Now we've fell back a little bit on that. Every paycheck, I take out a certain amount of money and it pays on the bills. I take out a certain amount of money and it goes into a savings. I take out a certain amount of money for my operational fees for a week. And I figured it up the other day. It cost me $150 to operate a week. $150. $150 is my fuel, my other things I need to function with at work. You know, I'm not going to say too much about it. Get the hint. And so $150 a week. I'm trying to cut out as much as I can and bring my own food to work so I don't have to go spend $10 every day over the cafeteria. So I'm trying anything and everything to cut that money back, but still every week it's got to be, you know, fuel is like the biggest thing. Fuel is just killing me, and everything else I can try to cut out little bits and more, but when it comes down to it, I'm still filling up that tank every day to go to work. So it takes me, I think I figured it up one day, I actually work for the government, the IRS and ATF, alcohol, tobacco, and fuel. It takes me 2 days of work to cover all that. My taxes, my fuel, my other things. And then I get 3 days that actually money are coming in that I pay that I can function off of. So I really have sat down and figured out my budget, wrote down everything that comes in and out. I monitor everything on there just to make sure that I'm putting money towards my debts and getting ready for my shed to home, because that's it. I want to show you all my building. I want to show you my house, what you can all do with your building if you have the right knowledge and tools to do it. And we'll go through every inch of that. And I did order some more tools recently because I do plan to build my own cabinets, so I don't have to, you know, pay for those. I plan to do my own wiring, my own plumbing, you know, everything myself. So if you like what you hear, like, subscribe, make a comment. I'll get back to you as fast as I can on those. To all of my one follower out there, you know, come on, guys. I know a lot of people are watching this, but hey, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we'll get, you know, I'll get you more content out there as when I'm not working my tail off. Y'all take it easy, follow that dream, make sure that you're making that payment.